All right, so could we get a quick little introduction about who you are?
About who I am. Is it the side of me that's on the internet, or is it me as a person?
Let's give us the side that's on the internet first, and then who you are as a person.
So that's probably what everyone knows me by, the presence that I have on the internet. I started a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago. It was a bit about like a thirst trap account, not really relatable quotes and whatnot, and I had a huge girl following. And then I got booted off the platform. So then I went back on, I didn't give up. And I built about 100,000 followers worth of girls again. And then people realized that I had a bit of a glow up, and so did I. And so I realized that a lot of people were actually misled and they're a bit lost when it comes to how to go about the transformations. So I started shilling out advice, routines, and whatnot, and motivating those to be patient with time. And here we are today with over 1.7 million right now in one of my TikTok accounts, and another one where I just like shit post. Yeah, people know me by K.Shami, Syrian Psycho. Um, K.Shami is just Shami, just the K being, my first name being abbreviated. But yeah, now I run a little community called Mogwarts. It's a school community where I actually shell out way more advice and I'm doing more one-on-ones and whatnot. And we have videos like this where we're talking about self-improvement. And yeah, I continue to shell out advice on my main account as well, but it is a bit slowing down, but I'm trying to get back into it. So
All right, so seems like you had you know, faced a little bit of adversity. Feels like you changed up your algorithm. Feels like you changed up your audience, did a complete 180 from girls to guys. But do you feel like this is more rewarding morally to you?
morally, um, well, if my morals consist of making money or just enjoying the process of what I'm doing, yes. Thirst trapping gets you like this short-term validation, but in reality, you're not really doing an impact. People won't remember you. So, as cringe as it is, I'm glad that people remember me by something like this. Like being in a self-improvement niche is a very, it's a monetizable niche, and it's something that's gonna leave an impact on people as well. So not only am I taking care of myself, but I'm taking care of others.
Honestly, I feel like looks maxers being titled that is honestly probably one of the most embarrassing things ever because you aren't even you slowly got away from being titled a looks maxer. Now you're like more of a self-improvement guru. What would you say about the current atmosphere of the looks maxing niche?
I think it's always been this way. It's always been just this negative sphere for the majority. Because look, people they pay more attention to the negative aspect of things rather than the positive things. I know this because I'm Middle Eastern. If you look at the news coverage in Syria, it's like all these negative things, but I see it as more so neutral. Of course, there's like some bad stuff happening over there, but like it's the same thing with looks maxing. People pay attention more to the negative stuff, the star of maxing, especially like the news outlets, the interviews that I've done. They always ask you about these little things that are not really representing the whole niche. So in reality, looks maxing has a good side and a bad side, and it's been like this for decades, or like the past decade, because it was on here before TikTok, and now that it's on TikTok, you're seeing this. I would say you're seeing more positive side to it because the negative stuff is always like filtered through, but even that gets through, and yeah, you have to negate that and realize that looks maxing in and of itself is just improving any aspect of the way you look.
Mm-hmm.
It does not represent the black look.
See, a lot of the guys in looks maxing are they reach a point where they think they can't improve anymore and their only option is surgery. And a lot of that really comes down to the mental aspect of things. It's not really physical. They don't actually need surgery. How would you help that mentality?
Well, a lot of people think that surgery is going to be the solution for their issues when in reality that's like 0.00001% of people. Um, if it gives you confidence, sure, but the likelihood of it actually turning out natural looking and the way you want it to is because people think it's like I've heard someone say this like it's a grocery shopping list where you literally just take that list and go get things done and suddenly you're Chad. It's not how it works at all. Rather, you have to be 100% sure what you're about to change, and that little refinement can actually change every aspect of your face. For instance, people get rhinoplasty to improve their side profile, and they sacrifice their front profile, which is like a very dumb move. But I know
Yeah.
people that have done that. And like for instance, with surgery, it's you're gonna change it, it's gonna help you, and then you're gonna find something else that you want to change as well. So it's like a never-ending cycle. At the end of the day, I'm all for self improvement, but surgery is gonna be like a permanent change that you can't undo. So I would say experiment, do the best that you can without surgery, and see if you can cope in another way. Because whether it be money or people that are around you, it's much better than actually going about that route, especially if you can't afford it.
Were there any resources that you used along your journey that got you to where you are right now, sitting in that seat?
You're talking about resources like books, right? You know, there's a lot of mindset books that I've read, but to get to where I'm at, you actually have to like be on that journey. You have to actually focus on improving yourself and then working on these other facets in your life. No book is going to do that for you. I can't give you a title that's going to reflect exactly where I'm at, or even like a list of books. It doesn't work that way. Those people that make those books do it for a reason, one reason alone, to make money. So um,
Hmm.
it's too broad. Every person is different, and the way that they can grow. Not everyone has to end up being a looksmaxer or someone who does self improvement. So it's hard for me to tell you what I did, but really, apart from resources to get to where I'm at today, it was consistency. It was not giving up. It was building my character aside from social media, and then relaying that through social media. Of course, there's other things that I wish I could post about, like studying habits and things that are about my personality and etiquette and whatnot. But it's hard to do so with something so shallow, especially with like looks maxing being a trend. That's what I have to hone in on. That's what I have credentials for right now. So in the future, of course, I will change things up. But right now, yeah.
When I started like the niche that I had, it was only neck up, it was only skin deep, and I realized a lot of these guys, there is no way you can change their mentality out of this, right? But it's like if you can invade this niche and pull as many people as you can out of it and help them, you're doing more for them than you even know. So hey, good on you, bro. Lean over to
Yeah,
this next question.
thank you.
Now, how has we don't want to call it looks maxing, but how has self improvement changed your life personally? Well, obviously,
Drastically.
obviously, it changed everything. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
like how did you feel?
aside from social media, and my whole life shifted entirely. And I'll tell you this, you get used to the way people treat you once you look much better, and it changes the way you are, like the way you act and the way you treat other people, what you're attracted to, the way you act. Like it's a game changer. So my transformation, when I look back at my older photos, I'm like, there's no way that's real. Like, there's no way. Now, of course, I was younger before. Like, I don't just teach people that they can improve where they're at, but also that they should be patient. Um, because puberty doesn't sting, and you have to realize that your face is not going to look the way it does all the time. It's going to change with time. So I don't know if it's because of like nowadays it's a bit harder for me to decipher whether or not it's my appearance or because of social media because I get recognized now with like people that I talk to, and I don't know. You know what I mean? It's a bit hard
Mm-hmm.
to decipher between status and actually the appearance that I benefited from. So, but I still look back to when I first had my glow up and it was day and night. Like I'm telling you, I hadn't gotten a single compliment from a girl before my glow up.
Oh man.
And when my glow up was happening, it was during COVID, so there was no social interaction. So it wasn't like it was slowly, slowly getting compliments. No, it was like nothing. It was dead. And then suddenly they're infatuated with me. I was like, what the fuck? Like it made sense. It made sense, and it makes me really want to lean on the deep, the black pill. But I have my own pill. I don't believe in it entirely. No.
Just for everybody watching, the black pill is basically in a series of pills: the blue pill, the red pill, and the black pill, right? The blue and the red pill are more common as they're just more sane ways of thinking about it. The red pill is like, oh, this girl doesn't like me, so let me go to the gym, let me get a better personality, let me change the things that I can to get better. Blue pill is just like,
You have to like me for me.
exactly. And then black pill is honestly the worst that you could ever pick. It's literally like all the reasons she likes me or doesn't like me is because of things I cannot change, so it's just
It's
over.
not. It's not even just girls. It's Trav. It's a philosophy that applies to everything in life. Why do you work the job that you work? It's because of the black belt. Why do you? It's just everything, everything. And I think that's more concerning because the girl stuff it makes a bit more sense. Like okay, they're shallow sometimes, and yeah, especially at this young age, you're gonna have people going for looks. But I'm talking about everything else. It's insane to claim that your whole life is dictated by specifically one thing, and it's looks, and that's all that matters. They don't understand this. Here's what the argument is this. Um, the argument is this: if you look good, you're gonna get money. They believe that if you look really, really, really good, I'm talking like a 10 out of 10, you're gonna get the modeling, you're gonna get money. Something's gonna come along the way that's not gonna make you poor. So a guy, if you ask a black pillar, would you rather be this mid person who's rich as fuck, has a family that's stability? They're gonna choose that Chad, and the argument is that because that Chad is gonna end up making money and being this big person, a celebrity. But my argument is this: there's so many good-looking people out there that don't make it, and you don't know this because they don't make it. Like, how are you supposed to know that these really good? Go to the streets of, like, I don't know, Seattle. Look at the addicts on the street. They're good looking. There's something that goes wrong with the black pillars, and it's their ideology. It's confirmation bias. It makes them feel better knowing that they can pinpoint one specific thing in their life, and it's looks as to why it's not good.
I I love the way you explain that because it really does explain the black pill. Like it literally shows you how even though there are thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of things that you could actually change in your life and go strive towards, you just blocked it all out and you decided to focus on one little thing. That's what the black pill is. It's like
It,
the ultimate
yeah,
cope.
it's so easy, Trav, like to look at one little thing and say that's why she doesn't like me. That's why I got fired from my job because I'm not 6 foot or some stupid. You know what I mean? It's comforting. It's actually comforting to think that it's actually the world and not your. It's not you. I believe that it's a mixture, right? You can't be completely hideous and expect to pull a baddie. Like, I'm just saying, like, you need to realize it's a mix of package as a person. You're multiple things, and one of those things is your looks, which you can easily refine just a little bit, improve there. And then everything else are these other qualities that you must have. You can't have one and not the other. So
Mhm. So I recently started a self-improvement era, right? It's a little Discord group where all the guys that are trying to find a non-toxic place to improve can just come in, chat with each other, talk about what they found, talk about what they discovered. And I found a couple of, road bumps along that way. It hasn't been over 2 weeks and we already amassed around 600 plus members. So what that
um,
came with was a lot of
that,
trolls. It came with a lot of trolls. It came with a lot more problems than I thought it would. Just how the community was going to react with each other. But I want to know how Mogwarts was because you had 10 times the amount of people. So I want to know how that was.
surprisingly, out of thousands of members, only one person, literally one person. And I used to have a team of moderators. We don't even need that anymore because everyone's just so positive. If you go to the feed, actually, there might be some filtration system with the platform that I use. So I don't use Discord. Um, but even then, like, it's not an issue at all. And I think it's because it's paid to enter. It's
Mm,
not a free, and that already deters a lot of trolls immediately, like by 99%. So unless your community is paid, you're gonna see trolls because who would pay to troll?
you're right. Honestly, I've seen a lot of literal 13-year-olds try and join this community. I ask the questions like, why do you have a phone? Why do you have this? Why is your parents a lot? All those questions become irrelevant once you're literally in front of the 13-year-old kid and he's joining your Mogwarts or joining my Discord server. It's like now it's like, do you just flip him off? And because if you flip him off, he might end up in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
So I have young users on my Mogwarts as well. I wouldn't say 13, maybe like 15, 16,
no, 13's
17.
kind of outrageous. I'd be like, yo,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
delete the TikTok at that
15. They come
point.
off like a 12. It's cool. Yeah, no, I'd speak with them. The information on Mogwarts is not. It's really helpful, and it's like to any age, and it's like I've catered it so that the sections where I talk a bit more in depth about like these procedures, I really I preface the age and I make it very clear to the viewers. It's all video content format, so if a 15-year-old is watching that video and they're able to put together the procedures and to go about it, then I applaud that person because it's literally impossible, like, unless
Yeah,
you're in a third world country to go get surgery or whatever. So the only bad thing that a 13-year-old can do is probably get insecure and gets a couple of skincare products and burn his skin. Like, that's the most that can happen.
bro. If there's a 15-year-old looking to improve, he's
Yeah,
he's better than I was. I'll say that.
I always remind them, Trav, that they shouldn't be too, fixated on it. I tell them to just follow my nutritional guide and to take things with a grain of salt very lightly. And I go on these calls, like these weekly calls, and I'm there and I comfort them a little bit. They're missing an older role model, like a brother or I guess a father, someone help them out with this little thing that they have, right? A lot of them are dealing with little. Well, some of them look really good. Like they actually look like amazing. They have a crazy potential. Like I've never looked like them when I was 18, and they're like 15 and they're looking amazing. So I have to just like remind them of this.
So right now I want to ask you about how important is knowing how to get money, and what are some different things that kids under 18 could do to just get more financially literate or learn about money.
So I think I could rephrase that for you just a little bit. I would say the importance of getting money isn't as important as knowing how to spend it. You have to know how to reinvest your money and how to scale up because if you're just doing the same thing and you're getting the same money just consistently, I mean, yeah, stability is great, but at the same time, you want to build that up. So it depends on what you're doing, right? I can't give you advice specifically because I've been blessed. I have this privilege of being online and everything. And, of course, there's a game of chance with that, but I would say consistency, practicing, figuring out something that you actually enjoy doing because as much as you are making money, you want to make sure that you're not demotivated. The best way to make money, especially if you're young and you don't have anything to your name, is probably being a middleman. Find a service and relay that, market it for them. Sorry, the third party that you're working with, and bring clients to that third party and get a commission out of that, or add to the price and sell it as your own service. That's one way to go about it. Just post TikToks, Instagram, find a way to market it anyway. You can do posters, flyers. Um, Being a middleman just makes it easier. It's basically drop shipping, but you're drop shipping the service. Now, drop shipping is very saturated unless you know how to like. If you have actual technical skills, that's where you can really shine. But nowadays, definitely just going about services. Online money is definitely the best way to make money because it's flexible. You can go to school. You don't have to worry about certain things. There's no deadlines. But yeah, really hone in on your skills and believe in yourself. And if it doesn't work, do something else. Don't just sit on an idea. And I hate people that have an idea and they don't pursue it. They're like, "Oh, this would be such a cool idea if I did this and that." And it's a realistic idea, but then they sit on it. They're like, "Yeah, why aren't you working on it right now? That is time you're never gonna get back. When you're young, you don't have responsibilities, you don't have bills due, you don't have anything. And then suddenly you're kicked out in the world and you have college and you have bills due and you're just like, wow, I don't have time for these ideas anymore. And as you get older, these ideas, these innovations that you have in your mind, they dissipate over time. You won't get the same creativity that you had when you were younger. Look, man, yeah, you're doing a great job. I've seen your content.
Hey, I just recently started. I was like, hey, I have this ability to make the money from the 1 minute long videos. Why am I not making 1 minute long videos and like actually helping these kids? And now it's like it set me completely apart from everybody else. And I'm like, look who I'm on the phone with. You know what I'm saying? Just after like a couple weeks of just grinding for a little bit, and I'm just like, just take action. If that's this shows you, just take action. Like you can plan all you want, you can dream all you want,
Oh my
but
god,
the
people like,
the guy
bro.
that
I've had
wins.
people talk about, bro. I've had people talk about like starting a business or whatever, like starting something, and they go about it so badly. They're like, oh, I need to get an LLC, and then I have to pay this person for a site, and I have to do this, and then I have to work. Just start.
Mm-hmm.
Start with the simple, easy stuff, and then go up. They're always trying to take the biggest thing out of it. How do I do ads when they don't even have their product together? When they don't even have everything else together? And then they realize that they have to spend money on the ads, and then they're like, "Oh, I give up."
All right, K.Sham, thanks for coming through. You know, I know you had a busy schedule. Thank you for making it.
No,
Anything you
don't
wanna
mention.
anything you wanna leave the fans with?
Well, guys, Trav is amazing. His content's definitely up there, so I definitely recommend you stay watching him. And yeah, I mean, don't shy away from self-improvement because of books maxing, and don't take it too deep. It's just one aspect, one facet of life that you should perfect. Yeah, thank you for having me on here, Trav. It's truly an honor. And hopefully we'll have another interview. We'll check in again, and we'll see how this does.
All right. Hey man. Thank you. And thank you guys for watching. Peace out.